Hey, good morning, folks. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. I'm going to try to make this as simple as possible and walk you through what's going to happen in the next 24 hours. I'm going to skip the long range because we've got so much going on right now. And if you have any questions, I will try a lightning round, so to speak, and rattle off any answers I have for you. But the main story is an area of precipitation heading into Michigan now. Some places it'll be warm enough for rain, some places still too cold for that, and will be a layer of freezing rain, a tenth to a quarter of an inch. And then that blows through, sharply colder temperatures and some lake effect snow develops. So we do have a lot going on here in the next 24 hours. And thanks for joining me. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Here we go. And here's a look at the radar. Okay, what I've found is that Grand Rapids is at 32 with freezing rain right now. Holland's at 34. Kalamazoo is at 36. So it looks like the freezing line stretches about along I-96. So north of that, you're going to have freezing rain. Freezing rain will be starting soon in Saginaw, Bay City, and Midland. And a significant area of icing developing. Hey, Gene Reinhardt. What's Blanchard like? Because you're right in that right now. Is this freezing rain? That's moving toward the north and east. And eventually, warmer temperatures are going to come in, and that's going to be a very important factor in what happens at your house. Okay? Got to drive to Big Rapids at 3 for work and work into the evening. Big Rapids at 3 could be well above the freezing mark. You have it good if you get into the afternoon. Now, this is the total ice accumulation forecast from the National Weather Service, and you're looking at a few hundredths in the thumb. You're looking at 2/10 around Mount Pleasant, Clare. You're looking at 2 to 3/10 northern lower, and you're looking at some freezing rain across the UP, but generally it's going to be snow. Good morning, Karen from Traverse City. Okay, and Jean says freezing rain around the Mount Pleasant area as we speak. Freezing rain in Caledonia, thank you. Good morning, Freeland. Okay, so here is the radar forecast, and this is where it's important, okay? We're at 10 o'clock this morning. That's the freezing rain area. And this is probably, it seems to be running a little slow. Okay, maybe by about an hour. And then 11 and noon. Let's stop at noon. Now, see, here's the changeover from freezing rain to rain as forecast by this model. And this model does pretty good. Driving tomorrow to Chicago, where you drive out of the ice. No ice tomorrow. You're looking at lake effect snow. But here's the freezing line at noon. So the northern part is icy. Southern part from Saginaw southward getting a lot better to southern sections, no problems. Detroit, Ann Arbor, Jackson, Lansing, Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo. Okay, let's go to 3 p.m. The warm line continues to inch northward, still icy in the northeast. You're going to stay pretty much a mess all day, okay? And then let's go to 5 and 6 o'clock. The freezing line lifts northward, and I'll show you the temperatures here in just a moment, and you'll see that it's a pretty dramatic shift northward on temperatures. And that's the saving grace for places like Traverse City. After a tenth to a quarter of an inch of ice today, you probably will have a couple of hour melt off before wind, snow, and cold. If you don't, then you got some power outages to deal with. Now we go into 8 o'clock this evening, 9 o'clock, quieting down, and then the lake effect will start to develop. But right now, the models are not indicating that it's going to be a significant lake effect. Hey, good morning, everyone. Joyce says a mess here in New Era. Paula from Potterville, hello. And Cindy, snow or make it go. Kinross, you are in a mess. Chris, I heard about a flash freeze. Yes, that's possible tonight, and I'm going to cover that in just a moment. So here's what we have. We have Winter weather advisories this morning, late afternoon. Wind advisory for 45-mile-an-hour winds. Hey, good morning, Jeff Gilbert. Winter storm warnings, northwest lower for the freezing rain, then the snow and wind. It's hiding underneath here. This is a blizzard warning in Chippewa County for tonight into tomorrow. Winter storm warnings across the rest of the UP. All right, now this is probably the most important thing I can show you. And again, thanks for joining me. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Thanks for joining me on the morning weather update. The temperatures are going to be very important because I think the freezing line and the melting will make it almost all the way to Mackinac City. And if it does that, then the ice in northern Michigan melts off before the wind comes in. Okay, and that will be the saving grace for places like Traverse City, Gaylord, Cadillac for massive power outages. But in southern lower, we will get well above freezing for a time period. So let's watch this in amazement here, okay? So this is 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, noon. So there's your noon. There's where Saginaw pops to 34, Cairo 33. You're 36 in Grand Rapids, and you're warm above freezing in the south. So no problems there. The problems lie here. So we go into this evening. We go into 3 o'clock. We're up to 38 in Saginaw. We're up to 43 in Grand Rapids. 33 Traverse City. Still below freezing and still a mess in the northeast. Let's go to 6 o'clock. 40 something, 45-ish in Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, Flint. Almost 50 in Detroit. 56 in Kalamazoo. The storm center is right here, pulling a tongue of warm air in. Look at Traverse City. It would be nice to see Traverse City to get to 38 degrees because that would take the ice away. 40, I think that's a little overdone in Traverse City, but that's at 7 o'clock tonight. A tongue of 50s coming into eastern Michigan. Maybe 50 in Saginaw and Flint by 9 o'clock this evening. And then here come the colder temperatures, okay? And as we go through the night, so this is midnight. Traverse City's back down to 25. Grand Rapids 26. Lansing 28. We go 3 more hours and temperatures are in the 20s here, getting down into the low 20s. And we go to tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock and it's low 20s in eastern Michigan, teens in Grand Rapids, 11. Yes, Foster Frederick, so you should melt nicely, it looks like, at the lakeshore. Okay? So, there you have it. Try to explain a complex situation. Wait until this afternoon if you have ice in central lower because you should melt off. Southern lower, you're going to be okay today into this evening. Sharp drop in temperatures tonight. All of us may have to watch for a flash freeze. Now, I've studied these a lot in my career, and 9 out of 10 potential for flash freezes don't happen because the precipitation ends, the wind picks up as the temperature's dropping, and the pavement dries off very quickly. I've found the flash freezes happen when it's precipitating and then the temperature drops and the roads don't have a chance to dry off due to the wind. So it's possible, but not extremely likely for the flash freeze tonight. But be careful. We got some crazy weather in the next 24 hours. Someone asked me on Facebook, but it's going to be a lot calmer next week, right? No, there is no end to the parade of storm systems out in the Pacific. So there's another large scale storm system heading this way, it looks like, by Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. There you go. It's just a true weather mess across Michigan, and you got to keep updated with us here on MLive almost every 3 hours because we're going through a lot of weather zones, a lot of different types of weather every 3 to 6 hours with these kind of storm systems tracking over us. Sandy says, I'm planning to drive to Sault Ste. Marie tomorrow from Flint. Sault Ste. Marie is under a blizzard warning from tonight into tomorrow. I'd advise against it. All right, there you go. Thanks for joining me. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Share the video with your friends. Let them know that this is what we do.